How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Gary here. As you can see from the title and thumbnail, this is a slightly different battery video than I ordinarily would do, and the reason for that is, well, my wife's Uncle Ray suffered a stroke a number of years back, and as a result of that has reduced mobility. He can still make it a few hundred meters on his own steam, but he does require the use of a powered or a wheelchair, especially if he's going on holidays or even if he's just going down to the shops to pick up some groceries. Now, he did pick up one of these ErgoFlix chairs. I'll just throw an image up here. He picked one up a few years ago, and the standard battery kit that came with them was they come in 6 amp hour stacks, and the standard kit is a 12 amp hour pack, and he doubled that up and he got a 24 amp hour pack. And that gave him some range, and it gave him back his independence, and he was, happy out with where he was. Unfortunately, over the years, the batteries have degraded, and my son is actually out range testing the battery now at the moment to do a before and after comparison, just so we know what kind of range increase we've gotten, if any at all. Of course, we did look into simply replacing like for like. We contacted the seller of the wheelchairs based in Germany, and they don't actually offer the replacement batteries for these. I've looked around and I couldn't find replacements anywhere that were the same. We wanted like for like. The seller did offer refurbished batteries, but I recommended against that, figuring they certainly wouldn't last as long, and he'd be back down to having very little range again. So the basic plan is to build him a better battery. The batteries that are in there at the moment are lithium-ion batteries, and he charges the chair indoors, so that's not really what I would call the safest way of doing it. So going from the 24, I figured we'll pick up some 50 amp hour LFP battery chemistry here. The prismatic cells, I got these on Encon, and rather than spending several €100 on refurbished 24 amp hour, I figured for less than €500 I should be able to build him a full 50 amp hour kit. 8 of these brings us up to 25.6 volts. It's a 24 volt system that he has, so this is within the range of what he actually needs. Put 8 of those together, lash on a JK BMS, put it into a polycarbonate case. I'll have to build one, and let's see what kind of range we get. So that's the basic plan. We'll see how we get on. I'm gonna pop around and see how my son is getting on with the range test, and we'll get building a battery. We're in the local park now. Myself and my son, who's actually going to be doing the range test. This is the chair, the ErgoFlix, and we're just going to do a range test. So I'll just show a map here. It's going to be this particular park in Dublin, and the route that I've mapped out here is 1 kilometre. So my son is just going to get into the chair and see how many times he goes around the park. The battery has been fully charged, and whatever point the battery goes dead or the wheelchair stops, we're going to mark that on the map and work out what the actual range is. That's it. So we're going to turn it on now. Battery indicator is full, and we're just going to unlock the motors. Now there you go, son. Jump into the chair and get going. There she goes, burning rubber. It's also 13 degrees Celsius here at the moment, so just as a reference to see if there's much difference in performance, if it's a much colder or a much warmer day. So just noting that it's 13 degrees Celsius here. He's probably halfway around the park now, and I have a timer on to see how long it's going to take for him to do 1 lap. How are we coming along? All right, hold it there. How many laps? Okay, 11 laps, that's 11 kilometers. And as you can see, the indicator is absolutely useless. It's showing that it's still full. Apparently it did go dead a couple of laps ago and it started to go again. So let's keep going. And the results are in. Oh, yesterday my son was range testing this wheelchair here and the battery pack, and he got 19 laps, which is 19 kilometers. To me, that's a fairly decent range. I didn't think it would be anywhere near that, if I'm honest. So beefing up the battery and maybe doubling up that range, that's quite significant. Like, it took him a couple of hours to do it. He was a little cold and hungry by the time he got home, so he was well fed and congratulated for carrying out the experiment. So give him a like and a comment for that, guys. Fair play to him for doing it. I've removed the batteries that were in it. I'll actually just show you now. So these are the batteries that were in it. There are 4 of them, and as you can see, they are the 24 volts, 6 amp hour. These are the ones here. I did try to find suitable replacements online, and anytime I did find something that was remotely similar, they're either different connections, or they were refurbished, or there was just something that wasn't matching up. They were typically quite expensive, and often they weren't delivering outside of their outside of the locality, so I couldn't get them delivered to Ireland. So now that the batteries are out, I know that the cells that I got aren't going to fit into the tray here, so we're probably going to have to do a little bit of modification there. I could just get away with mounting them on the top, but then the chair wouldn't be foldable and it would also be top heavy. So we need to keep the weight low down, but we also need to make sure that we still have the same amount of clearance there. We don't want them going down a footpath and the bottom of the battery scraping along the ground. So we need to keep everything as close to what it is, but it looks like we're going to have to make some modifications to the battery tray in order to hold what we have. So the start of the process is just going to be stripping a little bit of this off and then getting a little bit of a plan together. Once I have that figured out, I'll come back and we'll start to work on the battery. Alright, I've just taken the main seat cushion off here, and I'm going to release the support straps here that hold the cushion in place. So we just have cross screws here and a little rubber washer. Keep them safe here. The fun part is going to be remounting that. So let me see, do I need to get anything else out of my way? Okay, just without taking any detailed measurements there, I'm thinking realistically what I'm going to need to do is, at the very least, I'll be cutting the top off this tray, and inside, I'll just show you. So this is the tray here. I'll more than likely be cutting the top off here. And as you can see inside here, these are the little sections here that held the original batteries. So if I take the top off, I'll obviously be taking these shelves out here as well. They're all welded in, and I'll see what space I have available to work with. My thoughts are, what's probably going to need to happen is I may need to take this entire bracket down. So I may need to cut this bracket off. So I have 4 connection points there to the frame, and I may need to kind of give myself a little bit more space on either side. So I'll just see what I have to work with, take accurate measurements, and then go from there. Here's a view of the left side of the chair, and as you can see, this is the battery holder compartment. What I can do is basically just grind this off here, and it'll come out as one structure. So on both sides, I'll just grind them off here from the frame, and I'll have a new one fabricated. Now I'm thinking all I'll really need to do is have a couple of these support bars, because I'll be building a polycarbonate case, and we just need something to support the case. So maybe we'll have a metal bottom, but we don't need a full holder case like this. So the plan will be to have the batteries in this type of orientation here. Of course, they're going to be set down lower, but I just wanted to see what this will look like inside the frame. As you can see, we have a little bit of a curve here, so there's no way of putting them on top, nor would I, because that would raise the center of gravity, something we definitely don't want. So we're going to have battery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Set up exactly like a solar storage battery would be set up. And if you have a look here, I'll just take one battery out. I'll be able to keep the same center of gravity here. So if I just raise that up, there we are. So with the polycarbonate case, let's just raise it up a couple of mil there. With the polycarbonate case, it's going to be sitting at around that height. So about the same height as the original battery sets. And I have a good 15-20 mil there of space as well between the terminal of the battery and the frame. So plenty of space. What that will also allow me to do, I'll just put this back in here. It will allow me to mount the control box on top of the batteries if I want. So I'll have, obviously all the batteries, the cells will be in their own case, and I'll be able to mount the BMS in the end here. So I'll build a case a little bit bigger, mount the BMS inside the case, keep that all nice and protected, and then have the controller on top. So it's essentially the same sort of setup that's already original, but we'll just have a lot more storage capacity, and we'll also have a balancing system in the BMS. So that's the basic plan. Let's get to work. I'm going to build the batteries first, and then I'll get to grinding all this kind of stuff off. Now I think I'm going to maybe bring in my father-in-law. He's a little bit better at the metalwork. He has, you know, a proper setup. So I'll maybe just give him plans on what needs to be done and have him put something together. So we'll basically just be able to, we won't weld it on, we'll basically just bolt it into place and seal everything up nice and good. And with that all in order, it brings us on to the assembly of the battery, the fun part for me.